What's up, Sneaky Nation? Sneaky me back with all the news after Week 10 in our Los Angeles Crusaders franchise, where the Crusaders picked up their 9th victory of the season over the Green Bay Packers. 0 losses so far in the season. It really wasn't a good game for the Crusaders offense. They struggled throughout the game. Stuart Denny threw 3 interceptions to only 1 touchdown. Our running game did pick up in the second half. It struggled greatly in the first half, though. However, our team won because of defense, and that is one thing that we have kind of seen as the common theme throughout this season, is that any player can step up on any given day, even when our offense is struggling. Luckily, our defense stepped up and helped us get the victory. Now, next up, we have a team we have struggled against in the past, the Baltimore Ravens. They are 6-3, led by Brian Vasquez, definitely a very good young quarterback, and he is capable of leading a team to a victory, so we definitely have to be careful of them. They are they're a threat. They're obviously a threat. After a little cupcake game that we kind of struggled against the Packers, we do need to step up and against another contender for sure. Let's go ahead and work on developing some players here. Should I work? We'll give a piece of Okafor some time. He had a few good pass breakups in recent weeks. Really, we're kind of set all over. It's a situation where the rich are pretty much just getting richer. We're just continuing to develop our players here, and honestly, I'm cool with putting some points into Roy Harris as well. He's a player that has impressed me an awful lot. In a limited role that he's had, I definitely feel very comfortable with him on the field. Let's go ahead and check it out. Yep, still nothing about where the Titans are moving to. Draft stories, we have already seen that, so moving forward. And as you can see, the Broncos did pick up another loss. I did not mean to go to league stats quite yet. We'll get there. We'll get there. But I want to check out the Broncos schedule. I want to check out what happened last week, because obviously without Chaz Jenkins, they are about to go into somewhat of a free fall, I imagine. They lost to the Chargers 31-14. Again, only putting up 14 points. Not very characteristic of this Broncos team. 6 interceptions. Wow. Lyndon McKay, welcome to the NFL, good sir. And Farrell only threw for 167 yards, but when your quarterback's throwing for 6 interceptions, my goodness. Okay, Broncos are in a lot more hurt than I initially imagined. I knew they'd be struggling, but that's kind of a whole different level there. Wow, big game. Jason Verrett getting 3 of them. Let's see if there are any touchdowns here. Out of those 6 interceptions, they did not return one for a touchdown. Even then, that's a monster game, and it's definitely not going to be too easy for them in the coming weeks. Going up against DeJon Galvin and the Patriots next. Yeah, the Broncos are in trouble, and this could be our division to lose, which means unless we really screw things up, we should have a guaranteed playoff spot. Staying healthy and getting there, still another issue. So let's go ahead and check out the weekly awards. I know Khalil Mack had a pretty awesome game. I'm interested to see if he won, and he did not. All right. Trahan, 39-64, 5 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Miller with 15 tackles, 1 sack for the Eagles. Elvis Dumerville, 9 tackles, 4 sacks for the Jaguars. And Philip Farrell, 33-57, 371 yards, 4 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Very interested to see Khalil Mack not there. I definitely thought he would be after the game that he just had. And funny, Philip Farrell picking up a good victory with his new team there. Yearly awards, we'll scroll down this kind of quickly. I kind of expect that, Khalil Mack has worked his way up to 3rd on the MVP list. He had 3.5 sacks and a fumble forced and a fumble recovered. I don't know why that didn't get him Defensive Player of the Week, but it definitely got him some notice around the NFL as he has moved up as a defensive player to 3rd in the MVP voting. Stuart Denny has fallen down to 6th. Chaz Jenkins about to fall off the list altogether, considering his injury. Mitch Farrell, the rookie quarterback for the Chargers, on the list at number 8. Let's go ahead and check out the stats from our division and kind of see what we got going on here. Next week, we might start getting into scouting, as we've been paying pretty close attention to everything else here lately. So Chaz Jenkins, still, obviously, his stats aren't going to change. Stuart Denny has fallen to a 98.3 quarterback rating, 18 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. Tremaine Small, 93.8, 19 touchdowns, only 11 interceptions. I'm wondering why his rating is lower. He has more yards, more touchdowns, less interceptions. better completion percentage. It's all about the yards per attempt, where Stuart Denny averages 9.2, I guess. Very interesting to see that. Mitch Farrell, 92.9 quarterback rating, 22 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, and then Lyndon McKay. Good luck, good sir. Good luck, man. Devin Golden has taken back over the lead in the division for rushing yards. He has one more than Le'Veon Bell, doing quite a better job running the ball with 4.8 yards a carry and 6 touchdowns. Jesus King has 4 touchdowns. Le'Veon Bell with 9 touchdowns, though. Receiving, Sellers and Marshall still leading the way. Emmanuel Sanders there with Jabbar Gray. In terms of touchdowns, Jordan Matthews is taking the lead with 7 touchdowns. Marshall and Demarius Thomas each with 6. Sellers, Walls, Reed, Reese, Baker Moody, and Monte Ball each with 4. Defensively, Donald Butler still leading the way in terms of tackles. Sacks, 17 sacks for Khalil Mack. The guy is just unstoppable, having a monster season once again. And it's still cool to see Sharp, the rookie, here with 7 for the Chargers. Interceptions, Moore with 3. Jason Vera got all 3 of those interceptions in the last game. Donald Butler with 3 and Cofield with 3. Quite a few players here with 2. No touchdowns, I don't believe. No new ones anyway. Fumbles forced, Khalil Mack now with 4 forced fumbles and 2 fumble recoveries. Blocks, we know J.D. Arnold has a block for the Chargers. Touchdowns, we have Raheem Moore and Deshae Campbell, still the only 2 touchdowns so far in the division. Kicking, 9 of 9, 12 of 14, 15 of 20, and 15 of 18. Punting, Kevin Huber punting the ball quite a bit, related to Jay Hube, maybe, who knows. Rodman Baker still leading the way with 28.3 yards per return. Jamal Fields there as well, 26.9, each with a touchdown. Chase Cross leading the way by a long shot in terms of punt returns. Guys, that is going to be it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please hit that like button, and I will see you guys in week number 11 as the Crusaders look to remain undefeated against a team that's given us a lot of issues in the past, the Baltimore Ravens. Later.